what would be the journal entry for buying raw materials on account?
Buying raw materials, you debit raw materials and you credit accounts.
Accounts payable.
That's payable.
Okay, and then the next thing is you requisition the materials for production. Part of it is indirect and part of it's direct.
Can you like write that on the board and remember stupid?
So requisition.
Because this was like an exact one.
Materials.
Like some of it went to raw materials and some
For
of it went to
production.
manufacturing overhead. They said like, what is the effect of the? And we already had like an original beginning balance of some raw materials, and they're like, what is the effect of the transaction of raw materials in a work in progress?
And then the rest is indirect.
Okay. So you're gonna requisition some materials for production? So I'm gonna say you're gonna debit $5,000 for manufacturing overhead, and then you're gonna credit the raw materials.
Did you say debit or credit?
I said credit the raw
Okay.
materials.
For how much?
This one is you're gonna debit all of it, 20,000, right? And then you're gonna because is there 3 lines on this one journal entry? So you debit all the raw materials, and don't you do the 15,000? You're gonna debit to work in process.
So how much are we crediting raw materials?
Just all of it, 20,000.
Now, let's say we use the same numbers, but now it's just labor.
It's the same?
Hmm?
Say it's the same?
Yep. Yeah, it'll be the exact same thing. Just because the direct stuff is all going into work in process and the indirect is manufacturing overhead.
Yeah. I'm just trying to remember some of the definitions. They gave me like a ton of definitions. And I did not know, like, I literally knew none of them. And so I had to Google like every single one. Which is like fine, but it's like these are things I was supposed to learn. So
Yeah.
I don't know, I can't. I just got bailed out on some of those. Because some of them, they were like coming from like flashcards and textbooks and stuff like that. Okay. Well, I think I'm good. Is there anything from like this unit that like you need to understand by hand, kind of? I mean, I got my paper if you want.
Pretty much this whole unit, this whole chapter at least, is just about the budgets,
The budgets,
the
like,
schedules, whatever you want to call them.
It's all by Excel.
So as long as we're doing the models right, it'll be pretty easy.
Yeah.
Is the test going to incorporate a lot of the models, or will that include a lot of like?
Journal entries and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I see your paper real quick?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Thinking there's another chapter, but I just want to check real quick. Profit planning. Okay. And there's the exam. Yeah, so for this first chapter in this unit, it's just going to be the budgets. And so as long as you have your Excel statement set up, granted, they are going to give you the answers or the data in like different ways. And so your Excel documents aren't going to be like perfect. You won't be able to just always, oh, this is how it works.
Right, you'll have to change them.
You might have to change a couple things just on like the first lines pretty much. Because sometimes, I'm not sure how you guys set it up, but like the first lines are almost always referenced to another schedule previous.
Right, which won't work.
And so, yeah, if they only ask you for one schedule, like right in the middle, you'll have to just fill in that top part or set it up a little bit different. But otherwise, it's going to be pretty straightforward. This is a pretty straightforward chapter, as long as you kind of understand what's going on also. Because like, yeah, you can have your Excel documents and just be like, oh, this goes here, this goes here. But if you understand kind of what they're telling you on each schedule, you'll do perfectly fine in this chapter. Like, it's super straightforward. And the next chapter is a little more difficult, but for now, this one's pretty straightforward. It's just the schedules, a little bit new vocab. Kind of.